Good evening. It is my pleasure to speak to you today about articulatory phonetics, as well as understanding how speech sounds are produced, as well as affected using the various parts of the vocal tract. What is the difference between consonants and vowels? Well, in consonants, there are some restrictions of airflow. Some examples could be in the sounds sh, j, v. There's more use of the vocal tract. However, when it comes to vowels, there is no restriction of airflow. When it comes to using consonants and describing their characteristics, there are three branches used to describe the modification made to the airflow when producing sounds. These three branches are 1. Voicing, 2. Place of articulation, and 3. Manner of articulation. One of the first traits used to describe the modification of the airflow includes voicing, or the reaction to articulation. In other words, the presence or absence of a vocal cord vibration. Other words known as voicing or voiceless. Voicing is when a sound is produced using air through a vibrating throat. Voiceless is when air passes through an open vocal fold. Here are some examples of voiceless and voicing. To do this example, you're going to place your hand on your throat, and first we'll do some voicing sounds, which will produce a vibration. So let's try the sound B. B. I feel a slight vibration. B. They say to put it where your Adam's apple would be if you're a woman, and if you're a male, you put it where your Adam's apple is. Okay? So B, Z, V, J. These are all examples of phonemes that produce a vibration, that are voiced sounds. Now let's try some voiceless sounds. They do not vibrate. P, S, F, Sh. Now the second branch or second characteristic used to describe the restriction of airflow used to produce consonants includes the place of articulation. Now the place of articulation is where the constriction or airflow is placed. That can be in either the lips, the tongue, or the throat. Bilabial sounds are some of the first places of articulation. It usually begins in the front and then goes towards the back. Bilabial sounds are when both lips come together to produce a sound, as in p, b, and m. Labiodental sounds are when the upper teeth and lower lip meet, as in f and v. Interdental sounds are when the tongue are in between the upper and lower teeth, as in the phonemes th and th, the. Alveolar sounds are produced with the tongue at or near the front teeth ridge, as in the phonemes t, d, s. Palatal sounds are produced at the front palate or the roof of the mouth, as in the phonemes sh and j. Velar sounds are produced at the velum or the soft plate, as in the phonemes k and g. Finally, glottal sounds are created in the space between the vocal folds, in the phonemes as well as something the author described as a catch in the throat, as in the word Batman. The final characteristic to describe The articulation of consonants includes the manner of articulation, again focusing on how the airflow is affected in the vocal tract. This includes stops, which are complete stop and then release of air. Some examples of stops includes the phonemes p, t, k, b, d, and g. The next manner of articulation includes fricatives. Fricatives are when the tongue approaches but does not make contact with the place of articulation, creating a bottleneck of airflow. Some examples of fricatives are in the phonemes v, z, and sh. A fricative is the result of sequence of stop and fricative. Some examples are the phonemes ch and j. Nasals are created in the velum when the velum is lowered and air flows through the nasal cavity. Some examples of these phonemes are in the phonemes n, and ng. Thank you for listening.